Ropes, number one.
I'm ready to go. Ready? Yep. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Against the ropes, number one.
Welcome to another episode of Against the Ropes. I am Gio Garcia. I am alongside Christian Mosqueda and Christian Rodriguez. What's up, y'all?
So ready to get the show started. All right, little
What are we talking about today?
Man, we got a lot of topics today. So we're gonna start off with talking about the Mayweather fiasco. That, man, a lot of talk about that. And then we're gonna recap our All-Star Boxing show event that we had last week. Then we're gonna go off, and Chris is gonna tell us a little bit about his Creed 2 experience. And then we're gonna cover the fight week, Usyk versus Bellew. And then we're gonna share any news that you guys might have, any boxing news. All right. So with that, guys, Mayweather, Chris, give me your thoughts on that.
I was thinking about like Manny Pacquiao, how he signed with Al Haymon.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when you talk about like how other fighters think about Al Haymon, like, oh, they're protecting me, and he does take care of the fighters. And when we interviewed Freddie Roach this past Saturday, he was talking about, oh, I'm pretty sure hopefully he gets taken care of, you know, in this case, Manny Pacquiao, because now he's with Al Haymon. So it makes you think whether or not that rematch is conditionally already set between Mayweather and Pacquiao, because I'm pretty sure the only thing that Pacquiao wants is not fighting like any other boxer. He just wants to fight one guy. Yeah. And that's just Mayweather.
Yeah, at this stage of his career, like, it's all about legacy fights in a way. I mean, right. He's already financially set for the most part.
Right.
And, I mean, there's really nothing left for him to do in the sport than to try to, you know, avenge that defeat. Whether that happens or not, it's going to be a tough task, you know, against Mayweather. He's, you know, we talked about it. He's a very, you know, high reward, low risk, and he does that inside the square circle as well. He doesn't take too many risks.
Yeah, I believe it. What I mentioned is, I think if he does come back, he'll probably have like some sort of regular fight. And he'll fight Manny Pacquiao. But if he wants to continue, right, whether or not the low risk, high reward philosophy is able to still stand by, and I don't think it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly what we saw, you know, this weekend. He was trying to put on this, what he calls now a private show for a high fee. It wasn't supposed to be official or nothing like that. So he said that he never really signed off officially on this fight. And so, you know, he went to Instagram and he addressed that this fight was never supposed to be, and it's not going to happen. You know, so, man, that just looks bad on his brand.
You have anything to add, Gio?
Smart.
Yeah, he's always smart outside the ring to put his name out there. That's usually it. Yeah. It's pure brand.
So, and I feel like he understands today's world very well, because they released that press conference, quote unquote, and everybody was talking about it, right? Yeah. And he comes out the next day and says that it wasn't what people thought. So all the attention was on him, and then we're talking about him now. So smart. He knows how to stay relevant.
Yeah.
For me, that was a really good promotion for that other fighter, for Rising. I don't know if there's any like fees that, you know, anything behind the scenes, but that was also a good promotion.
Is. Yeah.
They're not gonna do it just for no reason.
Yeah, if you're good at
I'm sure there's a lot of money involved.
Yeah. If you're good at something, you don't do it for free.
Yeah, he took pictures with those gloves, so I'm sure like their sales probably went up.
And remember, I forgot where we were, dude. Oh, I think we're at our All-Star Boxing show. Yeah. And checking through Instagram, and then I kept seeing Mayweather in Tokyo. Remember, I asked you, I was like, dude, why is Mayweather in Tokyo? Like,
again?
Oh, you did?
Yeah. You're probably too focused on the show.
I was just too focused.
But yeah, I was just wondering what he was doing over there.
Huh.
I mean, he was there that one time, you know, when he ran into Pacquiao, and then this again.
I should have taken you serious, Joe.
Yeah, everything Mayweather does, there's a reason for it.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, so.
Anything else with Mayweather? Just disappointed?
Yeah, I'm just disappointed.
Mayweather, if you look at like any other general sport, like you always have like the greatest athletes come back from behind.
Yeah.
In this case, like Michael Jordan from the Bulls, and then he came to the Wizards. Brett Favre from the Packers, and later he started playing with the Vikings and the Jets. So you always have like all-time greats coming back to play the sport, just to see if they're able to like match up with today's like current players that they could ball, right? And they come back and they still are able to ball. So one time, Max Kellerman on the ESPN First Take, he asked him, "Hey Mayweather, you know, do you ever like look at other boxers and be like, geez, I could take on that young stud, you know, like you know, just like the other." He's like, he's just shaking his head. He's like, I don't look at things like that. You know, he was just kind of looking at things like if it makes like money sense.
Yeah, he doesn't have that Leonard mentality where Leonard saw Hagler in the ring. He was like licking his chops, and he's like, he came back to fight him.
Because Mayweather is smart. He's not gonna like tie into that bait. Like he's gonna stick to what got him there. Yeah, and that's just listen to Al Haymon.
Well, that money makes sense. Yeah, and right now it only makes sense with Pacquiao. So
yeah,
we had a chance to talk to Freddie Roach about it. Do you guys want to play a clip about that, or
you go ahead?
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Go ahead and continue.
Yeah, no, we definitely talked to Freddie about that, and yeah, he kind of said that too, that it makes sense for both fighters. That's the biggest money grab that they have out there, and so
here's the thing with Manny Pacquiao going with Al Haymon and PBC. So I saw an interview with Bob Arum yesterday. I forgot who's the interviewer. I think somebody from Fight Hub, and they asked him about his like the situation between Manny Pacquiao going to PBC, and he started bringing up like Manny Pacquiao's tax situation. Like he understands that Pacquiao doesn't have money, right? And that he's not able to like afford Manny Pacquiao to have the bounce that he wants, right? In my mind, I'm like, what does that say about Top Rank? Like, are you saying that you don't? How's that gonna look in the future, right? And he has good fighters. But that kind of says a lot, and that's why and I'll talk about it on the random news regarding PBC. But that to me kind of stuck out. Like, you have Al Haymon able to take care of your prize fighter that you used to have for like so many years, and now Bob Arum is just like trying to like belittle. Like, he's mad. I'm pretty sure he's mad.
He's salty.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play our exclusive interview with Freddie Roach. You guys can listen to the full interview on our YouTube channel, but here it goes.
Pacquiao's now without Haymon. Can you give me your thoughts on that? Is it the right move?
Yeah, very unusual move, but I'm sure there were some promises made with who he's going to get to fight and so forth, and hopefully they come true. But it's. I don't really care who a fighter fights for and stuff like this. My job is just to get a fighter ready for whoever's in front of him.
All right.
Yeah, and that kind of sums up like Al Haymon has taken care of every single boxer in his stable, and now for him to take care of Manny Pacquiao, that's a generational thing. Yeah. If he's able to take care of Manny Pacquiao, then other boxers are going to be on notice. That you see, Al Haymon does take care of his boxers.
Yeah.
Someone that, in this case, Top Rank, in this case, Bob Arum didn't.
Yeah, and Freddie says an unusual move because, I mean, loyalty in this game, right?
So you don't think Bob Arum took care of Pacquiao? In what sense?
I mean, if he stuck with him for so long, he did take care of
millions.
But I do think
isn't that the end game?
It is, but I think people told Pacquiao along the road, hey, you could have paid so much more. You know, like,
how so?
I'm pretty sure they could have told him, like, I'm sure Pacquiao didn't get paid the same number that Mayweather got. I feel nobody does, but I just feel like along the road somebody could have stressed to Pacquiao. I feel like Pacquiao.
So you think he could have made more money if he was signed to somebody else?
I think with Al Haymon, yeah. I think Al has the money, and you seeing like fighters back and forth.
I think that's one of the problems I have with Al Haymon is he overpays everybody, and we saw at one point everybody was hiding behind Al Haymon. Like, everybody was hiding behind that O and their record. Yeah. Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Adrian Broner. You know, these guys were all getting paid a shitload of money for fighting nobodies. Yeah. Like, who were the first fights on PBC? Like,
yeah, it was pretty lackluster.
Every PBC fighter has ran through John Molina Jr., Robert Guerrero, and they're making so much money. You get me? Money that they probably didn't deserve.
Yeah, so if I'm creating a business and I have a bunch of pockets and I have related business around my area. Yeah, let's say I have a coffee business and there's 3 coffee businesses inside the street, right? And I have a bunch of investors that invest me a lot of money, right? So I'm going to lower my price and let all those other businesses go out of business. Until then, I raise up the prices, right? So in this case, right, Al Haymon raises the purses of these boxers, right?
And then everybody starts to get mad. Like,
and then everybody starts to get mad. Let the other boxers and let the other promotionals die off. In this case, HBO, which it did happen. And that's why you're seeing that happen right now.
So you're saying Bob Arum didn't take care of Pacquiao because there was another guy willing to overpay?
I think when somebody says somebody didn't take care of him, in this case, Floyd Mayweather, because he always offered him money and stuff like that, you should come. Yeah. I think he's looking at it at the sense that, look, I'm taking low risk and high reward.
Yeah.
And if you come on my side, you're able to do that. And I think when you look at Manny Pacquiao, he killed himself, took a lot of punishment to get those millions. And the fact that supposedly there might be some IRS tax going on his behalf, like, says a lot. Maybe Bob Arum didn't take care of him. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of stuff that we don't know.
Something that Al Haymon has is that he has that financial mind. You know, that he did go to Harvard. He has that. So I feel like he is educating his fighters, not just, you know.
I don't know about all that. That's all speculation. But so you rather Pacquiao have the career with Bob Arum, or have a career with Al Haymon where he's not gonna fight?
Who?
You're basically saying,
if I had to pick a promoter,
what does low risk high reward mean?
Wait, go back to your question. I was confused.
No, what does low risk high reward mean?
Low risk and high reward is fight a fighter that's not
exactly
in your same.
That's exactly. So you rather have Pacquiao, his career with Bob Arum, fighting everybody, becoming a legend, or would you rather have him with Al Haymon, where he's not gonna fight big names?
Would prefer him to go with Golden Boy, because Golden Boy puts those. No. Like,
it's not the question.
I think
speculation.
No, I'm thinking about it from the boxer sense.
Yeah.
In the sport of boxing, it's gonna retire you if you're stupid enough to try to make more extra millions towards the end. In this case, Manny Pacquiao, it looks like he's gonna get retired by the sport, right?
Yeah.
Either that, or you get knocked out of the ring like Bernard Hopkins, right? And it retires you in the ring. So, like, that's what I mean. Like, in the sport of boxing, you have to be smart outside the ring in order for you to last.
AKA Canelo.
And that's a perfect example too.
Yeah, exactly. Canelo. So let's not be hypocritical.
No, for Canelo, he's got like a balance of fighting really good, opponents. Plus, he's getting a good purse. Without Haymon's like a little bit of.
So let's not complain where we're not entertained.
No,
when Pacquiao starts fighting fucking Berto, then let's not complain.
No, I get what you mean. Yeah, he's not gonna have like those caliber fights that he had throughout his career, or the fights he would have otherwise have had if he were with Golden Boy throughout. He would have had some tough matchups.
I'm talking about Golden Boy here.
No, I'm just saying, like, what promoter?
I'm talking about Bob Arum, because you guys are saying that he didn't take care of Pacquiao. I don't know in what sense. What sense is that?
I'm saying the fact that there's some problems going on with the IRS with Manny Pacquiao sounds like he lost.
What does that have to do with Bob Arum?
He's his promoter. He gives
his
him
promoter. He's not his daddy.
But who does he work for?
I guess
Top rank.
He's a promoter. He's not an advisor, and then
he's not his dad. He's not going to tell him how to spend his money.
That's where Al Haymon comes in. Like, he's an
advisor.
He advises you financially.
Doesn't Floyd have supposedly financial problems? Are you going to blame Al Haymon? No, you're going to blame Mayweather, right?
I think we've seen so much bigger purses on Floyd Mayweather's end compared to Manny Pacquiao's end. Yeah. That's one thing we can't argue at all. And at the end of the day, I feel like all Mayweather wants to do, and Al Haymon, is put other companies out of business, just like they did with HBO. That's the end game. That's why Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, all the promoters, they're scared because they know what they were doing. They were basically, simple word, monopolizing.
Yeah.
But they can't prove it in court, and they couldn't prove it at all.
To me, it just seems like Bob Arum is like an old school promoter, kind of like, I don't want to compare him exactly to Don King, but like
he's fucking 90 years old, dude.
No, they get their money, and I feel like Al Haymon's not the type of person that needs all that money. I mean, I think he's smart enough to, like, make it out like on his, like, he has his own money. I don't think he's that greedy. I don't think he's as greedy as like past promoters.
These are all assumptions.
It's hard. We can only base it on what we see on money.
You can say he's the greediest person because he's having everybody under his stable. And wasn't he being sued for the Ali Act? Wasn't that one of the reasons why they made that act in the beginning? Because he was acting as a manager and a promoter,
No,
even though he won't admit it.
no. The Ali
See,
act.
People don't mention that.
No,
but
no, no. I mentioned it on that podcast.
I know you mentioned part of it, but not
I
the whole
said-
thing.
no,
It's a long thing if you read through it.
The Ali act is to protect a fighter from the promoters, and the only reason why
Al
that,
Haymon.
yeah, in this
He's
case,
a promoter, right?
hold up, the reason why they couldn't prove that Al Haymon, in this case, Golden Boy, saying that Al Haymon is doing wrong is because, like I
Because he
mentioned,
pays his people a lot of money, so they're not gonna talk bad about it.
exactly,
Yeah, that's-
because you want to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, you mentioned one word, right? Loyalty.
Loyalty.
And I
Yeah.
mentioned that too in the last podcast too. Loyalty.
Everybody's loyal to money.
I mean, and you just take the history of like top ranked fighters, and Mikey had some issues, and so like,
And there's
That just-
that's the thing with Manny Pacquiao that I understand. How come he couldn't fight Terrence Crawford?
yeah,
Because he does that fight's not gonna give him any money back then. So why would you fight it?
So that's
Why would you fight him?
So that's low risk, high reward, right?
That's high
Oh,
risk.
high
low
risk,
reward.
high risk.
high
Yeah.
risk,
High
high
reward.
reward. Yeah.
So no, that's the Mikey Garcia philosophy, and that's not the top.
Let's say
philosophy.
they fight in an arena of 20,000 people. Pacquiao's gonna bring 15,000. Crawford's gonna bring 2,000 people in.
No,
What's
no,
the point
no.
of fighting that?
No, Crawford
fight?
brings. Well, I mean, if you look
in
at
Omaha. Come on, just
Yeah.
stop it with that.
no,
shit.
but that's that. If you're a promoter, if you want to make money, in fact, Terrence Crawford, his contract that he has with Top Rank, the minimum purse that he's gonna get is $3 million.
Hmm.
That's more than any fighter that I have seen get paid. In regards to like Keith Thurman.
Oh, he has a perfect career then, because he's fought 0 names and he's getting 3 million at least per fight.
And then like
That's pretty good.
and
not
I
bad.
mentioned like I'm mentally ready for Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence not to fight for the next 2 years.
Mm.
I don't think they should for the next 2 years. They gotta build up their name first, build up their brand. Because you put that on pay-per-views and it sell like 20,000 pay-per-views.
Because we saw that, right, with David Lemieux and Triple G.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
yeah,
and
these
we're
guys-
only going to see that between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. So that's that with Mayweather. So then we had the event, All-Star Boxing. You want to talk about that, Chris?
Yeah, no, it was an exciting night again of boxing matches. Again, I messaged you guys, like I started,